All right, welcome to the channel. So, you want to buy night vision. What are your options? How much money can you spend? Well, how much money will your wife let you spend? All right, so I'm here to help answer those questions. So, let's look at your options. So, really, there is, on the market today, there's really 4 options right now. A PVS 7, or a variant of a PVS 7, a single tube split into 2 eyepieces, or a single unit like a PVS 14, or a dedicated dual setup, or a digital setup. Those are your real options right now. So starting for price. Your cheapest option right here will be a PVS 7. This is a military device used in the mid 80s. I believe they actually still use these every once in a while. So one thing you have to really understand is people will say, well, it's Generation 3. Well, Generation 3 has been out since the mid 80s. I'm going to tell you right now, if you put a 1987 tube in here, Omni 1, and you compared it to a Omni 7 tube, there's going to be a big difference. So, looking at night vision, do some research and understand what you're buying. If you're going through a reputable company, they should be able to answer those questions. If not, I would not buy night vision from that company. Now, again, price-wise, you're going to be looking at anywhere from $900, maybe $1,800, $2,000, depending on the condition of the unit and what kind of intensifier tube you have. So that plays a big component, is the actual intensifier unit being used. Now moving on to PVS 14. These are actually individual PVS 14s on a panel bridge. So if you're not sure what a panel bridge is, I do have a video on that. I'm not going to go into detail. But this is your next option in night vision world. So PVS 14, again, price point will depend on overall condition of the unit and the tube inside. So you can pick one of these up with a blemish tube for maybe $1,500. Blemish tubes, again, I'm not going to go into detail on that. Do some research to understand what a blemish tube is. Not all blemish tubes are the same, but if you're looking at a budget setup, that's the cheapest road to go. One thing to note too is not only are the tubes different, you can get these in green or in white phosphor. So these 2 units that I have right there are both white phosphor. They're both well over 2,700 FOM. And you're asking yourself, what is FOM? So FOM is basically your signal to noise ratio times your resolution. That gives you your FOM. That's kind of a quick and dirty way to get a overall health of a tube. There are more things that go into that, like your EBI, but I'm not going to get into that. Do your research when you're buying night vision. Really understand what you're buying and what you're getting. So too many times people go out and just buy night vision because someone said, oh, it's Gen 3, you're good. Yep, here you go. You spend the money, you're not really educated on what you're getting, so please do the homework and the research to understand what you're purchasing. Now moving on to a true dual setup. So the night vision world, that's what's going to cost you the most. To get a actual true dual setup, you're going to be spending anywhere from, I want to say $5,000 all the way up to $12,000, depending on brand, depending on tubes. There's a lot of variants out there that you can purchase. Then you get into supporting systems. For instance, you need a helmet of some kind, ballistic, bump, carbon fiber. Again, those are all based on your budget. So on the left hand side here, you have a Team Wendy helmet. I want to say that helmet's around $4.25, maybe cheaper some places, but pretty much in that ballpark. And then on the right hand side is a Chinese clone of the Team Wendy helmet. So in my past videos, I told people not to buy budget helmets because they're junk. Well, I retract that statement. These helmets right here, shipped are about $90. They are very similar to the Team Wendy helmet down to the padding system. It is the cheapest helmet out there that is comfortable. So if you're looking for a cheap alternative helmet, that's the one to get. If you want a link to it, please just let me know and I will share that information with you through YouTube. Now you got your helmet. Now you have to look at mounting systems. When I say mounting systems, this is your mounting system right here. So you have a Wilcox mount, which is anywhere from $500 to $600. And then you have a cheaper version or a cheaper alternative on my budget setup right here. That is a military issue Rhino 2 mount. It's actually made out of titanium. They're a military surplus item. You can pick those up for 80 bucks and they work fantastic. So there are cheaper alternatives for night vision and supporting systems such as helmets and mounting systems. Again, it comes down to how much money do you want to spend. So there are companies out there that you can actually rent night vision devices and try them out and then send them back. So if you're not sure what you want, if you're not sure how much money you want to spend, I suggest going down that road. There is another option, which is digital. I recommend staying away from digital at this point. The technology is not there yet. Maybe at some point, but not right now. There is a device out there right now that's supposed to be pretty good. They're basically saying it's just as good as a Gen 2 night vision device, but that product is like $2,000. So if I have an option to spend $2,000 on a digital night vision or buy a decent PVS 14, I'm buying a PVS 14. So maybe if that device was maybe 500 bucks, it might be a player. But right now, for the price point, you're better off just buying a PVS 14 or a PVS 7. My opinion, I like them all. So I love night vision. Doesn't matter if it's a PVS 7 all the way to a dual setup. I like using each unit. I will take these out every once in a while. I just like the night vision world. I like the night vision community. So I don't really have a love or hate relationship with either one. The one thing people do tell you, if you have a PVS 7, you're poor. Which most of us are poor. We're not rich. We can't go out and spend, $12,000 on a high-end dual setup. But I just want to give you some options out there. I just really want to make sure if you're looking into night vision, before you spend your hard-earned dollars, take a step back, do some research. There's a lot of videos on YouTube going into night vision and what the tubes are. Please do some research. Don't waste your money. If there's anything that you can't find or you need clarification, let me know. I'll do my best to answer any questions you might have. I am not an expert by any means. I do have a lot of night vision devices. I have probably 8 of these in my gun safe. I've been around night vision for quite a while. I got into night vision when I was still in law enforcement, and that's kind of where I kind of fell in love with night vision. In reality, it's the only superpower you can buy, so which is pretty neat. So again, there's a lot of options out there. There's a lot of manufacturers. Just do your research. Make sure you're getting what you want and your expectations are being met. There's nothing worse than spending a few $1,000s on a night vision device. You get it in and you don't like it. No, you just wasted a lot of your money. So do your research. I suggest that you reach out to a rental company and try these out and see what you like. Again, reality, I mean, if you rent a PVS 7 in a dual setup, and obviously a dual setup, I mean, it's going to be the best of the best. Well, your budget, or your wife's definition of a budget, is a PVS 7. You're probably going to get a PVS 7. So, nothing wrong with starting out with the PVS 7. Like I said, I love these units. It lets you get your feet wet. So, let's say you drop, on average, $1,500, $1,600 on a PVS 7 with a full setup, and you find yourself that you're not really into night vision and you don't use it that much. Maybe you can keep the unit and it's not a huge hit on your budget. You can use it every once in a while. Or you actually get this device in and you're hiking, you're doing all kinds of cool stuff with the night vision, and you're like, wow, I really like doing night vision stuff. Well, now you have an opportunity to sell this and to upgrade to a PVS 14 or a dual setup. It comes down to how much are you going to use night vision. For instance, for me, if the weather's nice on the weekends and I'm not working, I'm usually outside doing something night vision related. I'm hiking, I'm outside shooting with suppressors, all kinds of fun stuff. So I can see a need to spend a lot of money on night vision because I actually use it. I'm not one of those people that buy a night vision device and I put it in my safe and don't touch it again for the next 2 years. My devices are used all the time. Like I said, I have probably 8 of these. I have full setup, helmets, mounts, and I like to take friends and family out night vision, hiking. It's a lot of fun to share the night vision world with other people that don't have the funds to do so. And again, do your research. If you have any questions, please let me know. I'll do my best to answer the questions that you may have. I am by no means an expert, but I've been around night vision a long time. If I can't answer the question, I can at least point you in the right direction. Again, thanks for watching.